Let's talk about MTG. Marjorie Taylor Greene finally showed up on The View today, and I'm sure a lot of people was expecting a shit show. Instead, Marjorie decided to be all demure and mindful throughout the interview, and no shade, but or maybe it is a whole lot of shade. I was not buying what she was selling. I know she's up in here trying to put on this whole I'm changed and I'm a whole new woman. I'm a well, damn, I was trying to think of the phrase, whatever. She a whole nother woman. Like she done rehabilitate herself. She changed up her whole situation. I'm not buying what she's selling. No shade. I'm just saying. So amid growing calls for more conservative voices at the hot topics table, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene made a rare appearance this past Tuesday, which was today, on The View, and called out the co-host live on air over past attacks they made against her. Now, halfway through the conversation, legal expert and former federal prosecutor Sunny Hostin admitted that she was sitting here just stumped by Representative Greene's demeanor as it contrasted with the tone she expected to receive from the Georgia politician at the table. Saying, "You're a different person than I thought you were," Hassan said of the controversial political figure whom she noted has broken with Donald Trump on the war in Gaza, tariffs, Trump's desire to expand AI, foreign aid, pretty much every goddamn thing this stupid idea this man comes up with, before discussing these clips highlighting the very public spats that you've had with your colleagues, where your behavior, some say, is just unbecoming of a congresswoman and promoting conspiracy theories like QAnon in the past. Now, Hostin praised Representative Greene for having grown past that and that she feels like she's sitting next to a completely different Marjorie Taylor Greene on the show. Well, I hope that was sarcasm that was coming from Sonny because it was giving side eye tease when I was looking at her throughout the interview. However, what I don't like about this whole situation of you putting her on here, you're normalizing Marjorie Taylor Greene and what she's really about. This lady is a grifter. She is up, her seat is up for reelection in 2026. And I don't think that people should pull themselves away from the reality that this is all a show to her. I do not buy what she is selling. I do not believe that she is a changed woman, that she's all about America first, and that she really gives a damn about the people that she's supposed to be representing in her district. But you going on Bill Maher's propagandized ass show, real time over on HBO, which that shit should have been canceled years ago. And then you going on The View, which does a lot of corporate Democrat, liberal leaning bullshit talking points. Like there's a difference between progressive Democrats and corporate centrist Democrats. The View and a lot of their ideologies lean more on the corporate centrist side of democracy. So they're all about the status quo. They're all about corporations. They're all about that stuff. And they try to dress it up like they really are for the people. And it's like, no, y'all benefit wholeheartedly from the same things that a lot of those centrist Democrats cuck for. Hence, for example, a Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, which is a good friend of, and Cory Booker, which Hakeem Jeffries, aka Apac Shakur, is a good friend of Sonny Hostin's, and she's mentioned that on the show many a times. So, and then also, they're not for the Zoran Mamdani types. Most of them at that table. Sonny didn't come across like she's very anti-Zoran. The rest of them did, especially that bitch Sarah Haynes, which I don't particularly care for her no more. That lady's lost her goddamn mind the way some of the stuff she's been saying on the show lately. But um the way they were very much going hard on Zoran, but gave a softball interview to Andrew Cuomo when we know what type of man that man is. Like he's unlikable, he's a bully, and he's a sexual harasser. And that's not alleged. That's all in the paperwork, which is why he resigned in shame as a governor of New York City. Now trying to cook for the mayoral position, which he's going to lose. So um that's why I'm not buying into this stuff. And yeah, I do agree. They need to have more GOP Republican voices on the show. I don't think it should just be Alyssa Farah Griffin, which I think the only reason why Alyssa got that job is because she was a part of Trump's first administration. And that kind of helped them, in a way, have a little insight into who that man is, even though I don't feel like she really goes in as much as she should as the conservative voice. Anna Anna Navarro is another conservative, another person who is Republican who's on the show. But she's like a Republican with some sense. So she's not kind of like representing the other side. And to me, The View would never be the type of show that would have a progressive voice or an independent voice on their show because that show fits a certain narrative. They're corporatists. They pander to the boomer set. And I know there's younger people that watch The View because I have a couple of them that comment on my social medias whenever I post stuff about The View or when I've seen other people post things about The View and I'll be writing stuff in the comments, which is one I think I might still have that one because I'll be saving stuff. Oh yeah, so one of my friends posted something about Sonny Hoster making a little side eye towards Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I was like, "This is why I stopped watching that clown show. The propaganda they continue to spread to their boomer audience." And somebody jumped in and said, "The propaganda? You mean the actual facts that they tell? Because they have to be on point with what they say. They have to be on point with what they say. To be clear, they have to be on point with what they say based off of what they're being spoon fed by producers and what is written on a cue card." There's a difference between actually telling the real truth of what's going on in the world versus the kids' table surface shit that they're given to be written on a damn cue card that they're told by producers in their ear or whatever they're getting. So I wrote they have to be on point with what the producers tell them to say on cue cards as long as it fits the narrative of the corporations. Nothing factual comes out of the surface level corporate Democrat leaning shows such as The View, giving a softball interview to Cuomo while trying to smear Zoran, and now they're bringing on MTG because she's pretending to move away from Trump's policies. And of course, if I say stuff like that, I don't want y'all to misconstrue and think that I'm Republican or I'm a Trump supporter. And y'all already know me doing this show, I am far from both. So I call out both sides. I think I'm more independent in a lot of my ideologies than be Democrat and Republican. And she did say something that I agree with. I know the world must be coming to an end if I agreed with something that Marjorie Taylor Greene said. So we'll get into that. So to wrap all that part up, Sonny, don't be fooled by the foolishness. Don't be like, well, you're much different than I thought you were. And then Marjorie's like, well, you never met me. This is the first time you've met me, or whatever. It's like, yeah, but when you out here being disrespectful and saying crazy shit and saying racial shit towards Jasmine Crockett, which why she had to call you a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Um, we're not letting that slide because you can have genuine conversation with people about politics without being nasty, which she was surprised by that the ladies were like that toward her. That I'm surprised we can have a civil conversation about politics. Yes, not everybody's a Neanderthal like you, bitch. We all know how to sit and have real conversations with people without having to make it personal or having to get nasty or being disrespectful or using profanity. Me, I say all them things because this is my show and I can say that. I'm not on ABC, so I can curse. But you being a political figure and you're supposed to be fighting for the rights of the people and you're supposed to be doing congressional shit, you being disrespectful, you saying nasty things towards people like Jasmine Crockett or even AOC and many others. No, you need to be called or Maxwell Frost or whoever, yeah, you need to be called out. Boom. So she said, yeah, so I already told her about the whole thing about what she said. This is the first time you met me. Um, and there've been many a times where they were trying to recruit Marjorie to be more on the left or or become Democrat. And I don't and this is the thing I hate about this show. They feel like the Democrats get so caught up in this "we hate Trump" campaign. There needs to be so much more that y'all gonna come at Donald Trump on besides we hate him. It's the same thing like what I said about this march that we just had, this No Kings March. What are we coming to the table with? As negotiators? Like we just walking through the streets getting our steps in? And then one person was like, well, we're getting people, excited and talking. And I said, look, every day when I'm hearing shit about what this administration is doing in this country, I'm already riled up. I'm ready to start windmilling on motherfuckers. But the reality is, what are we as a people collectively asking for? We have to be the ones that make the change. You can't just be thinking, hey, hey, ho, ho. the orange fuckers gotta go is enough while we're marching through the streets is enough to get his ass out. We need to evoke the 25th Amendment. We need to be trying to get Trump out of office. But the reality is, because of all the crazy shit he's doing, and the Republicans are just sitting there letting him do whatever because they gotta win. And that's all they care about. As long as they win, as long as they got the control, as long as they got the power, they're gonna let the lunatic do whatever the hell he wants. And then because have been side-eyeing Marjorie over her behavior, now she wants to come in and all of a sudden, you know, take demure lessons and come in and be all like she's girly girl now and don't want to coming, like some defensive linebacker where she want to go in and start smashing hoes when she walks into the room. Now you want to be demure and mindful? I'm not buying it. So yeah, oh yeah, she said all this two-party fighting, you guys, you're all victims of the political industrial complex, and it's built on fundraising and fighting and toxic garbage that exists all over social media, but that's not going to solve our problems in this country. And I do agree with her on that. She also maintained that she hasn't changed. Yes, you have, but rather she was a victim, just like you were, of media lies and stuff you read on social media. So you jumping into politics, you had no idea how politics worked until you became a victim. Karen, please. And it's like you all have attacked me many times on this show because of the things you read about me that weren't true or clips you've seen, she said, to which Hassan confirmed we have as she pursed her lips. Joy Behar jumped in during the exchange, asking Representative Greene about the memorable Jewish space lasers incident, which the politician said is not even true and claims she has been rebuffed. The claims has been rebuffed, though she is quoted as speculating that the California wildfire was sparked by lasers or blue beams of light from the sky, as per the Associated Press. Later, Representative Greene praised the View's co-hosts, including Sarah Haynes, Whoopi Goldberg, and Alyssa Farah Griffin, for conversing with her in a very professional and kind way, and stressed that we need more of that in America amid the ongoing government shutdown, saying a lot of people wanted me to come on this show and say nasty things, all of us to fight. I didn't want to do that today. People with powerful voices like me and you, especially women, we need to have a new path forward. Well, I agree with that too. However, I'm not buying it. It's like Marjorie really wants to be up in here trying to convince y'all that she is a changed woman, that and I could definitely see, like, yeah, everybody wants a cat fight. That's the one thing that I feel like has mostly gone viral with the show, is that the one time that y'all really want to talk about the View or whatever is if these ladies are fighting with each other. There was even one thing where Whoopi ripped up a piece of paper because she said something out about a pen with Trump or whatever, and the producers was like, um, you need to rebuttal, you need to do a rebuttal. And she ripped up that paper like, said that in jest. Like, are y'all serious? I mean, that's what it is with this show. They are so goddamn uptight over there, and when you say certain things, it's just like it just gets ridiculous with this show. This is why I said I really don't watch it, and I think what really sealed the deal for me, because I only watched one episode this season, and I feel like after they went on and did this whole little propaganda thing with Andrew Cuomo and was going in on Zoran. That's what I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not sitting here supporting this stuff. And I do, like I said, I do think that they should have more conservative voices on, but the conservative voices got to be willing to come on and actually have a legitimate conversation and not just be coming on spewing a bunch of BS. First of all, we get enough vitriol and enough stupidity from when they do those stupid roundtable panel situations over there on CNN. Every time I see those clips when I'm scrolling through Instagram or Kevin Ortega Rojas is posted on his page, I'm just like, I just cannot with the stupidity, especially Scott Jennings and all the dumb shit that comes out of his mouth. Don't put his ass on. Leave his behind over there at CNN. But if you're willing to come on and be logical and understanding with certain things, then I definitely can see you come on. Now, look, I'm not the only one that don't believe Marjorie Taylor Greene, Neanderthal, Beauty Beast from Beauty and the Beast looking ass done changed. there was people in the comments that said some stuff too. So hold on, let me read some of those comments. One person said the comments passed the vibe check. Someone made Jasmine Crockett said that. Shout out to her. She said the comments passed the vibe check. So shout out to her. One person said, I really don't trust her, but she's saying good things lately. She's saying what you want to hear. That's what she's saying. Another person said, nothing to see here, folks. She just trying to get reelected, which is what I told y'all. Another person said, I wish Anna was there today. Unfortunately, Anna only is there on Fridays and Mondays. Another person said, girl, bye. We don't care about MTG's rebrand. Another person said, do not trust her. Another person said, I don't trust her, and neither should anyone else. Another person posted Tamar making a typeface. Another person said, I don't buy it. Another person said, why doesn't she vote to oust Mike Johnson then? Oh, she has the power to do that? Yeah, because I was like, you need to get rid of Moses Mike four-eyed closeted ass if you have the power to get rid of the Speaker of the House. If he ain't doing his job, you need to vote to get rid of him. Another person said she has shown everyone who she truly is. Do not trust this person. So y'all pretty much got the gist of the whole thing. And I've always said this as a motto. I always use Maya Angelou's line, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And Marjorie Taylor Greene has showed us that she is a fake, shady, grifting ass bitch that will do anything to maintain the power that she already has that's starting to wane. So, oh, Jesus Christ, this cold's killing my behind. I say all this to say to you, what do you guys think of this story? Are you buying this new rebrand that Marjorie Taylor Greene is on, trying to act like she's all demure and mindful when we know she a goddamn chaos demon and she's like the troll that lives under the goddamn bridge when it comes to how she be acting. So yeah, I'm not buying it, neither should you, but I definitely want to hear from y'all. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.